Hi, in this video we are going to see some of the date operation in web methods. In order to do that, I'll just create a new flow service. I'll just call this as a date demo. I'm using 10.7 for this particular exercise, and I'll just leave this one as empty flow. So in this one we are going to call some date related operation. So I'll just right click, insert and invoke, and you can go to your WM public packages. That's the package we will have all the built-in services. So once you expand WM public package, go inside the date folder and you have many Java services. When you see the left side, right, if the coffee cup symbol, right, so that's a Java service. So we're going to use get date string first just to see how that works. And now I'm going to execute this service. We need to pass some input. So what you do is just click this tree tab and click this pipeline. So once you click this pipeline, you'll be able to see what is the input is required for that particular service. So if you look at this input, it is having 3 different parameters for this service input. The first one, it's mandatory. The second one and third one is optional. So if you see this ABC, right, on top of that, there is a small square box, which means it's an optional field. And also you can check that by clicking this one, and you come the service property and you scroll down and you will be able to see the required field to be false. And if you see this field, it's required field to be true. See here. So how do we differentiate from the UI? The one which has square bracket here, so that is optional, and one which is not having square bracket, in the square box in the top of the ABC, then if it is not having it, then it's mandatory. So now I'm going to run this particular service with specific input. So I'm going to take the current date, so current time. Okay, so my time is 7:48 p.m. as of now, and I'll just set the pattern. So which pattern we need the datetime value. I'm just going to give some sample value. So this is the date pattern based on Java, because web method internally it works using Java. So we have to give a date pattern. So normally in the year, right, in the date pattern, you have to give it a small y. Month, you have to give it a capital M, and D for date. And I'll just give hours and minute and second. And if you want millisecond, then you have to give it with capital S. Okay, so I need 3 places for my millisecond. That's why I'm giving triple S. Now I'll just give OK. So now whatever I wanted to pass for the input parameter, which is mandatory, that alone I'm passing it, and also I given a pattern. So now I'm going to run this service, which will give the current date time with this pattern. I'll run it now. So as of now, my time is 7:49. So this will bring the value. See here, value 2021, September 09, and today is the 3rd September, and 3rd September is coming, and my time is evening 7:49. So that's why 19:49, 49 second and 312 milliseconds. So if I run it again, right, now the time is 7:50. You will get the result for evening 7:50. If you see the value here, you are able to see 3rd September 2021, 19:50, 13 second and 6:58 millisecond. In any of our flow, when we do a mapping, we need to map the current date time value. Then you can map by giving some pattern. If you want to give some other pattern, right, for example, as of now, I'll go to the result again. If you look at this one, hours is 19, and there's a separator which is hyphen is coming. I wanted to change that to colon. So how do we change it? Go to pipeline, go to the pattern, and change this pattern, right, with colon. So this way you can change the pattern, and I'll save it. I'll run the service now. Now you just look at the output, 7:51. In between the colon is coming. Hours and minutes separator, colon is coming. Similarly, minutes is 51 and 06 is a second, which is having separator as colon. And then after that we have a dot, and then we have 255, that is a milliseconds value. So this way you can give a specific pattern in order to get the value. So this is a Java pattern only. So if you wanted to give what pattern we need to give, and if you wanted to understand more, then you can simply search Java datetime format. Then it will lead to some Java website which is there in docs.oracle.com. So you can go there and you can see the pattern value which we need to give. So there is a sample here. If you scroll down, see here. So we gave year y as a small character, right? See here, y is a year. And similarly, we gave minute, we gave small m, and capital M we gave it for month. That's a minute of hour. Second we gave small s, and millisecond we gave capital S. And where is the capital M? So I'll just search capital M, or I'll search with month. See, day of month is D. That's why we gave small d, and capital month, right? That is for month. So this way you can give the different datetime pattern in order to get the datetime value. So if you wanted to extract only the date, then you can give only till date part alone. So I removed that. I'll just click OK. I'll save the changes. I'll run the service now. See here, the value is returning only now with date value. So this way you can pass the different date pattern in order to get the datetime value or date value. Now I'll just create another flow service just to show some other operation in date. I'll try with date format change. Okay, I'm just keeping that flow service name as date format change demo. I'll click next. I'll keep this as an empty flow. I'll click finish. So this is a new service which we are going to try, and in this one we are going to use a different flow service or different built-in service. So what service I'm going to use? I'm going to take it from the WM public package. Right click, insert, click invoke, and go and browse your service from the WM public package pub, and it's available under the date. And what we are going to do is date time format. Earlier whatever we have used is this get date string. So now I am going to use this datetime format and go to pipeline just to see the input. It needs a input, what input you are going to pass, and there's a current pattern and new pattern. For example, you are passing some input value, sample datetime value, which you wanted to convert from one pattern to another pattern. Then you can use this service to convert the datetime format. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill input. So I'll just keep some input because we are going to send this value. I'll say my date input value. So this is my variable for service input, and I'll keep my output value, output date. Okay. So now I'll pass this input to this service, my datetime input value, current date pattern, whatever the input we are passing, right? So that, what is that pattern? So I'm just going to fill that pattern. Y, small y is for year, capital M for month, and D space hour, minute, colon, second, and triple S. This is the value I'm going to pass it. And what is the output pattern I needed? So I'm going to change that pattern to different pattern. So what I'll do, so instead of giving year in the start, right, I'll give it like at the end. Okay, year, and also month also I'll give it in the middle. Okay, so date, month, year, and hours, minute, second, I won't change anything. Okay, so this way I wanted to convert the input date. Year is coming, month is coming second, and date is coming third. So in the new input, right, we are giving date is first, month is second, year is third. So now we are going to check that how that is working, how that is converting our input date format to some other format. I'll save these changes. I'm going to run this one with the input. So input, we know it is expecting some year date, year, right? So I'll just give year, and month I'll just give August, As of now, the current month is September, 3rd September. I'm just giving, for our sample, I'm giving August, and I'll just give some date value as 30 August, okay? And then hours, I'll just give evening 6 o'clock, 18, and 30 minute, and I'll just give colon. I'll just say second is 25 seconds, and 1 to 3 is my millisecond value. So this is my input. I'll just give OK, and I'll try to see what is my output. See here, the value is output, because the value I didn't map it to my output format, which we can map it. So this is the output, which is coming like 30, which is a month. Sorry, 30 is a day, and 8th is a month, and year is coming, because that is the way we have given a new pattern. So what is the new pattern you want? You want date to be appear first, month second, and year third. So that's the value it's coming in the value. So this value, if you want that value to be mapped to our output field, right, you can map it like this. And whatever field is not required, right, mapping, you can remove it. And also whatever the field value, right, which you don't want, you can remove it. So I'll just remove whatever it's not required. I have selected everything by clicking the shift button, and I'll just click this icon, which is dropping the selected variable. I'll click this one. So now everything is dropped. My input in string also will drop it, and my date input value I'll undrop it. So you select that and you click this delete symbol, it will undrop that. So now at the end of the service, my date input value, output date will come in our service output. I'll just save the changes. I'll run this service, run as flow service. In the previous run we gave this sample, so that's why the sample is available. So now I'll try to run it with this value, which is having 2021 8th August month and 30th date, evening 6:30, right? I'll try to run it now, and if you see the output, right, it is starting with day, month, year. The format got changed. So this way you can change your input date format to some other pattern using the Java pattern value. So you can give any Java pattern values, date pattern values here for your current pattern. So only thing is, this is the current pattern, right? So your input should match with this pattern. Then only it will work correctly. So you have to give a pattern for your input string in this field, current pattern. And what is the pattern you want? That value you can give it in a new pattern. And this service, when it executes, it will give the output based on the whatever the value we passed in the input, and also current pattern, and also in the new pattern. So this is for converting date value from one pattern to another pattern. So now we will try one more thing in the date. I'll create a new flow service. So whatever it's not required, you can close as well. I'm just creating a new service. I'll call this one as a date difference demo. Click next and click empty flow and click finish. And I'm just going to invoke date service from the WM public package. And then you just go and select WM public, pub folder, date folder, calculate date difference. So we are going to give two different dates, and we are going to see the difference between these two dates. I'll click OK. If you see this one, we have to pass start date and also start date pattern, and end date pattern. In this, so if we give that input, then it will differentiate and then it will give this kind of output. So we are going to see that. And in order to do that, we are going to fill all these four fields. If you look at the service definition, right, all these four fields are mandatory, because it's not having the square in the top of the ABC, right? So it's all are mandatory. We need to pass all mandatory fields in order to execute this service. So start date pattern, I'll just fill the pattern first. So we are going to give the start date with this value, YYMMTD space HHMMS triple S. So this is the value I'm going to give, start date pattern. So here we are just trying to find a difference between two different date value. So we need to pass what is the date pattern and what is the end date pattern. then only it can understand what pattern we are passing the value. Because some cases we might receive two dates, we need to find a difference, but both dates will have a different date time pattern. So in some cases if it is same, you can pass the same pattern here also. But now what I'll do, I just copied it, I'll just change this to date, month and year. I'll just give OK. So both of them having a different date time value. So now I'll just fill the sample value. So we gave year 2021 and August, I'll just give 30 only. I'll just give this value, okay, as a input. And next one, end date, I'll give a different pattern because the end date pattern we gave the different value, right? I'll just give 31 August only, and I'll just give 2021 and I'll just give 930. Okay, and then I'll just keep this second and millisecond with the same value. I'll try to run it now. So before that I'll show the input. So one is having 30 August 1830, which is 6:30 p.m. The other one is having 1930, which is 7:30. Okay, so there's a 1 hour different, and also there's a 1 day difference also, because here 30 August and here the 31st August. And the date pattern, or how we feed the data for the different input, it's different. So that we are giving it what is the start date pattern and what is the end date pattern. Now I'll try to run and see the output. We already passed the input in a pipeline input itself, so that's why we don't need to pass any service input. So it's getting failed. So it's saying could not be converted to a date, and it's failing with the error. So we are going to see what is the error. I'll just go to the pipeline and I'm just going to see the value. So we gave it like 2021, 830, 1830. So okay, so see here I gave a dot. So maybe I might have given a pattern with semicolon. I'm just going to cross check that. Start date pattern. See here, I gave it like a colon here. But whatever the value I passed, it's having dot. So I'll change the value in a start date. So here there's a typo error, so which you have to give it as a colon, because that is what I have specified in my pattern. Okay, now I'll save it. I'll double check in end date also. So here also I gave a dot only. I'll just change that to semicolon. Okay, I gave it like a colon, and I'll just check the end date pattern. Yeah, so end date pattern also it's having colon only. Okay, so I'll just give OK. I'll save these changes. I'll try to run. It should work now. See, now we are getting an output here, and it's saying what is the difference in hours, right? It's 25 hours, because if you look at the start date, it is 6:30, this is 7:30, so there's a 1 hour difference, and this is 30th August, this is 31 August, so that is one day difference. So 1 day is 24 hours, and then there's a 1 hour, so that's what there's a date difference hours, it's showing 25 hours. And what is the difference in days? So one is 30 and another one is 31. That's why it's coming with 1. And difference in minutes, it's 25 hours, right? And so that minutes it's showing. So maybe we'll just quickly calculate. So it is 25 into and 60 minutes, right? 1500 minutes. So that 1500 minutes coming here. And what is the other one? It's saying date difference in seconds. So minutes into seconds, because already we calculated till minute, right? So if you wanted to calculate till second, then you have to multiply with another 60, right? Which is 90,000 seconds. See here, what is the date difference in second? 90,000. So this way you can pass two different date, and you can specify the date time pattern. And using that you can calculate the difference between the days, hours, minutes and also seconds. So today what we have seen? So we have seen what are the different date related built-in services are available. There we have tried 3 of them. One is get current date string, which will help to get the current date time value using specific pattern. The second one is we saw date time format change. Okay, so we just gave 2 different date pattern, current pattern and new pattern, and whatever the input value we have sent, we have converted the date time pattern. So that's the second one we saw today. And third one is calculate date difference. So how to find a difference between 2 dates. So we pass 2 different date time value, and we using this built-in service we found the date difference, time, minutes difference, hours difference, and also we found the seconds difference as well. So all these difference we found using the existing built-in service which is available in WM public package. Thank you. Hi, thank you for watching this video so far. If you like the video, please share it with your friends and also subscribe to this Tech Lightning channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.